Are you ready for another meditation challenge?
We should just be ourselves. Who are we then? And who and what we really are is what we seek to uncover in meditation. So to get to that place, we need to get beyond the thoughts. Who and what we really are right now is trapped. Our attention. What I call attention is the willfully directed form of your awareness. At our core, at our essence, is pure awareness. Pure awareness in the sense that there's no name, there's no label, there's no personality to it. It just is pure energy, aware, eternally aware. We don't have to do anything. This awareness is happening on its own. It's always been there. It's who we really are. So in order to experience that, we need to get into the meditative state. We need to get beyond the mind. So the problem is that a fragment of our awareness that I call attention has been trained and conditioned to be caught up in this quagmire of thought, memory, identity, etc. And this is simply a tendency. This is simply a habit that we've accumulated. You know, remember when you were young, when you were a kid, and you didn't, before school, before we went through the education indoctrination process of becoming a productive member of society, which, that's the reason why I'm here, man. I want to become a productive member of society. Yeah, right. Of course we want to contribute and give back. This is why I'm here. But before all that formatting, before all that programming, we were free in a sense as children. As children, we experienced life in a much more mysterious way, didn't we? We played, we loved, we weren't attached to things as much, and we didn't fear as much. We've learned all of these things, all of these fears, all these attachments, all of these things. Now, of course, as we grow older and we become adults, we take on a certain responsibility of ourselves, and this is totally important, of course. We need to make money, we need to pay the bills, we need to have a place to live, we need to have transportation, we need to have meaningful relationships as human beings. Of course, this all goes along with it. But that doesn't mean that you have to be attached. And that doesn't mean that you can't be happy amongst having the responsibility of adulthood. Okay? Hey, Francis. Francis asks, how does one achieve peace of mind? Well, we're going to get to that, my friend. Hopefully you'll stick around for the next few minutes and try the meditation that I'm about to show you on the Heart Chakra. Peace of mind comes from stillness. Right now, your attention is wound up. Imagine like a quagmire of wires. It's just all bound up. Okay, I don't have a good example, but I have this wire here, right? So this is a good analogy of the mind. Imagine the mind is just like this. And it's all jumbled up and tied in knots. And actually, it's more than just the mind. It's your whole being. Energetically, psychically, mentally, we're tied up in knots. So what meditation seeks to do is untie those knots. Okay, yes, I see there's an attachment there. Okay, good, I'm getting that. Okay, great. And then all of a sudden, boom. Old wired headphones. But you get the idea. Attachment is the problem. And this is what the Buddha says, right? Attachment is the cause of suffering. So what is attached? A little piece of our awareness is what we use to look around with. We are using our attention to look through our eyes. We're using our attention to listen through our ears, attention on taste, attention on smell, attention on touching something, feeling something with our physical bodies. So it is this attention that becomes attached. Meaning, how are we even aware that our mind is all over the place? How are we even aware that our mind is a mess? That it's chattering all the time, that incessant pop song is playing in our head back and forth that we just can't seem to get out? It's because we are aware of it. It's because our attention is drawn to it and it can't get out. So this is why the training is important. In the beginning of meditation, I teach concentration. Concentration is a prerequisite to get into the meditative state because we have to extract. We have to get beyond the attachment that our attention has in the mind, that our attention has to modes of perception. Because even when you get beyond the thoughts, and many of you may have noticed this, if you've gotten beyond the incessant mental chatter in your meditation, you've come to a place of stillness. Notice that there is still another level, that there are still habitual ways that our attention moves to. Our attention tends to move to our eyes. And we're still looking out of our eyes with our eyes closed, aren't we? Or we're still, imagining ourselves as a body, a physical body. So these are all a little bit higher level attachments of attention that also need to be overcome. So how do we do it, Rob? Okay, simple. Well, it's simple, but it's not easy. You've heard that one before, right? It's not easy because why? We've accrued a lifetime of conditioning. We've accrued a lifetime of thinking. It's a habit, and hard habits are hard to break, right? But habits can absolutely be replaced with good habits. So what we're seeking to do here in the beginning of meditation is replace our old habit with a good habit. So step one is to bring our attention to the center of our chest. So everyone try this. We're sitting up straight, whether you're seated in a chair like me, whether you're seated on the floor in a cross-legged position on your cushion or on your stool. The only thing I don't recommend here in the beginning is don't lay down to meditate. Unless you have some serious medical problem where you have to lay down, you can't get up. The reason for that is because I recommend absolutely having a good posture. Vertical posture is very important for proper energy flow. And when we're dealing with the chakras, we have to deal with proper energy flow. Because meditation is more than just a mental game. There's also an energetic component to meditation. We're energy beings. We're not just thinking beings. We're feeling beings. And one of the things that we're going to get in touch with is how to feel again. Not feel in the sense of physical touch, but feel in the sense of sensing and feeling energy. Sensing emotional energy. And this is how we tune in. This is how we extract our attention from the thoughts and tune into another dimension. Dun dun dun! And that's really simple, my friend. You just bring your mind, bring your attention to the center of the chest. So everyone take their fingertips, gently place it in the center of the chest, somewhere around here. And in the beginning, what we're doing is we're placing our attention in this spot. Now, of course, right now, you're feeling the physical touch, one of the five senses. You're feeling the physical touch of the fingertips to the center of the chest. What this is doing is it's creating a marker. It's creating a point to help your attention move to. It's baby steps. It's step number one. What we're doing is we're just bringing our attention to this place, in this space, and this time. And that should be fairly easy for most of you. I can feel my fingers poking in the center of my chest. Not too hard, gently. Now take the fingers away. Continue to feel. Continue to hold your attention at this point. Now for many of you, you might already be feeling a sensation. A tingling sensation, a cool sensation, or maybe a warmth. Something that indicates that there's an energy there. And for many of us as meditators, we're already intuitives. We're sensitive beings. We can feel energy quite easily. Which is why we seek something like meditation, which is why not everybody seeks meditation, right? So, being able to do that is step one. To bring your attention from wherever it's trapped, whether it's in the thoughts, whether it's in the body, whether it's today, tomorrow, yesterday, wherever your attention has wandered, bring it to the center of the chest. Step 1. Step 2 is to keep it there. Now this is the hard part, right? Because our attention, due to the habitual condition of our attention always wanting to go willy-nilly where it will be, due to the lack of discipline, let's face it, unless you've been meditating for a number of years, your attention will wander back to your thoughts quite easily. Your attention will wander back to your eyes quite easily, because guess what? We're training all day our attention right here in our eyes. You know, and so what you do is who you are. So if you're constantly doing something, this is the habit you're creating, right? And so this is why meditating every single day is very important, because we have to break these old habits. And who knows how old they are, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm old. So I've got these old habits. We've all accrued habits. Ways of thinking, ways of perceiving, labeling, habits of bringing our attention to our senses, our eyes, our bodies, our ears, whatever it might be. These are just the habits, right? So in the beginning, there's a lot of discipline that is required to change. It takes energy to change. How can we change right now? We have to do something we've never done before. You know, I'm a bodybuilder, although I may not look like it. I love building muscle. I love going to the gym. And in order to change the body, we need to perform radical movements, resistance training. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of discipline, a lot of dedication over years to change the body. Okay? So meditation is no different. I'm sorry to say, it's not a one-stop shop. It's not a one-time deal. It takes time, it takes discipline. If you really want to change. Now, if you just want to kind of sit down and pretend you're meditating, great. No one's stopping you from doing that. And what I mean by pretending to meditate is, like, a lot of people think meditation is just sitting and spacing out. They might be thinking they're meditating, but they're really just kind of focus all around. You know, some of the worst advice that I hear that's given right here in the group is to just let your mind wander. Just let your mind wander. Okay, how's that working out for you? Because what you let your mind do is what your mind will become. Now, if you want to become a wandering mind, great. No one's stopping you. But if you want to become still, now, why would you want to become still? That sounds inert. That sounds dead. Dead people are still, Rob. Ah, yes. But we do need to die. We need to die the metaphorical ego death. So this ego, you know, meditation is like going from ego into going to we-go. I don't know, it rhymed. But it's going from doing to being. The ego does. But the ego does not just be. So we have to start by using our faculties to then go beyond our faculties. It's a step-by-step process. I can't teach you everything about meditation in 1, 2, or 3 days. Gosh, it might take years to really learn. And it takes practice. And you can't really learn until you do it, until you try it. Okay? So, here we go, my friends. We're going to get right into it now. Okay, so, before we meditate, today I want to go over how to open up the heart chakra with a mantra. So the mantra for the heart chakra is Y-A-M. And so you just say Y-A-M-Y. No. It's Yam. Yam. Let's all try that together, shall we? Y-A-M. Or however you... There you go. Y-A-M. Yam. Opens up the heart chakra. There's many different ways to open the heart chakra. You can breathe in and out of the heart chakra like we've done in day one. Of course, we're going to begin today with the mantra on the heart chakra to open it up, because sound is one way to penetrate energy. So your heart chakra may be blocked. Just as your mind has habits of thinking, of different ways of perceiving, of our attention being trapped in the mind, and its forms, its patterns. These are just habits, habitual patterns. The body's energy also has habitual patterns. And these patterns are learned. When we're born, we're new, we're open, we're beautiful, we're bright, we're light, we're love. But over time, we learn fear. We learn to contract and block our energies, because let's face it, the world is not always a nice place. And sometimes you're around some nasty people. You know, it'd be great if everyone was just progressive and loving and walking around in a meditative state all day, but unfortunately that's not the world we live in. So we have to become vigilant. We have to become disciplined. If we want something, if we want success, if we want results, if we want to change, if we want to transform, it's simple. You got to put in the work. Okay? It's like anything else, my friend. Any skill, any art, any endeavor. Yam, Y-A-M. Yum. Ooh, it tastes good. Yeah, yam, Y-A-M. Yam. Okay? So let's get to the training, shall we? Okay, so before we begin the meditation, let's take a few deep breaths just to get the energy going. And over the past couple of days, I've shown you what's called the wave breathing. Briefly, it's breathing in the nose, breathing out the mouth. This is just a way to activate your energy systems, to get you online, to get you activated, to wake you up, okay? So it's called the wave breath because we breathe in the belly, filling up the belly. Then we breathe into the upper chest, filling up the upper chest, and then we squeeze the breath into the head. Yes, believe it or not, there are ways to get air and oxygen up into this part of the body. We've got three main vessels. Okay, what is it? Thorax, abdomen, and head. Just like an ant. Or is it abdomen, thorax, and head? Yes, abdomen, thorax, and head. Okay, 3 parts. Physical, emotional, mental, navel, heart, third eye. And the other day we talked about how the head is actually a microcosm of the macrocosm. Mouth, nose, eyes, navel, heart, third eye. Okay? Yes, yam. Okay, here we go, my friends. So, let's do 5 wave breaths. With me, here we go. Exhale all the air first. Just follow along if you've never done it before. One more for good measure, because I lost count. Now, during the meditation, we're going to be breathing simply in the nose and out the nose. But today, we're not going to focus on our breath. And as I say periodically, you don't really need to focus on your breath in meditation. That's just one method. It's one method of bringing your attention to the present moment, to the process of breathing. But believe it or not, your breath will go on. Your breath will go on without you. You breathe when you sleep at night. Do you consciously breathe at night while you're sleeping? No, you're off in another world, in another dream plane. But your body knows how to breathe, okay? So don't worry about breath. And in that, we want to make sure that we clear out the nasal passages, which is why we do these initial 5 to 10 energizing breaths called the wave breath. So I'm going to start my timer. I use the Insight timer because it's got a lot of cool bells for the meditation today. So before we jump into it, let's go over how to do the mantra to open the heart chakra. So we're going to meditate for 20 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, we're going to be reciting the mantra Yam. It's fun. It's funny. I love meditation. You gotta have fun. You gotta be silly. The heart chakra is the silly chakra. Okay, so We're going to be focusing here. We're going to be reciting the mantra Om. So we're going to breathe in the nose. Really extend the M part and feel it. That vibration that you're creating, you want to feel it right here. So what the vibration does, what mantras do, is they penetrate dense energies. And for many of us, our heart chakras might be blocked from years and years of just trauma, from years and just living in this world, walking around. We tend to shield up, block, because we don't always want to experience that, whatever it is, outside of ourselves, right? So we're going to do it one more time, and then we're going to start the timer. And for the first 5 minutes, we'll do the yantra. We'll do the mantra. And then after the 5 minutes, a little bell will go off. And for the final 15 minutes of the meditation, we're just going to bring our attention and hold it here, feeling the energy around the heart chakra. When the mind wanders, simply bring it back. If the mind wanders 1,000 times during the meditation, that's okay. Now, what should occur, how do you know you're making progress, is that it should become easier. As we settle down over the 5, 10, 15 minutes of the last portion, it should become easier to stabilize your attention right here at the center of the chest. Because the heart chakra will begin to open up. It will begin to awaken. Because where we put our mind, where we put our attention, where we place our attention, energy accumulates around that area. And it will begin to heat up, wake up, and break up any blockages that are there. And it'll open up like a beautiful flower. Your chakras are like flowers. They open like a beautiful rose, okay? Now, it's important, you don't necessarily need to visualize anything. A lot of people say, oh, do I need to visualize a color? Not necessarily. I think it's more important to feel. When we're able to feel, we are in the present moment. Feeling is only happening right now. Okay, so when we're there and we're feeling that energy, we are training our attention to not only be centered in our heart chakra, which is a good place for it to be at any time, but we're also we're training our mind to be perfectly still. And we're training our mind to go beyond thinking, into feeling. And when we begin to feel, we begin to access a deeper part of ourselves, which is connected to all of the planes of the higher dimensions. And what this will do is this will train your attention to be here throughout the day. And you'll find that you're just centered in your heart chakra throughout the day. And you'll be happier, you'll be more balanced, you'll be more compassionate. And you might even just feel the heart chakra spontaneously combust and wake up throughout the day, which is a beautiful experience to have. Okay, so let's dig it. Here we go. One more time with the mantra Yam. Here we go. Inhale. Yam. So bring your attention to your heart center. If it helps to push your fingers there right now, you can do that. One more time. Yam. Very good. Now close your eyes and feel the spot. Feel the vibration right here. Let's continue the mantra Yam for the first 5 minutes of the meditation. I'll talk you through it, don't worry. Put a big smile on your face. Enjoy it. Surrender to the sound. Relax and let go of all tension. And just allow the sound, the vibration to penetrate and awaken the heart chakra area. Feel the fresh energy, breathe in. Feel the vibration, breathe out. Very nice. Now you should feel some sort of a tingling, warmth, or cool sensation around the heart chakra. Bring your attention and hold it on that feeling and just feel the spot. If it's helpful to keep your fingertips there for the first few minutes, that's fine. Or if you lose track, feel free to gently touch the heart chakra and feel that spot to remind your attention where to go. No problem. The goal is to become completely still. Forget about everything else and just hold your attention on feeling the heart chakra. Don't worry about your breath. Just breathe naturally. When the old habits of mind begin to appear again and distract you, simply return your attention back to the feeling at the heart chakra. Okay, Saved by the Bell. Well, looks like a few of you stuck around, which is great. So, some of the things you'll notice when we're attempting to discipline the mind is that all of these habits that we normally are unaware of start to become very obvious. You know, you're sitting there trying to feel your heart chakra, and you can feel it, but then all of a sudden this song will start to play. All of a sudden you'll notice that your attention is actually looking through your eyes. All these little tricks that we're constantly experiencing all day, but we're perhaps not aware of them until we attempt to be still, until we attempt to discipline the mind. So this is why discipline, in terms of single-pointed mind concentration, is very valuable. All these alarms going off. It's very valuable to reflect the current state of our mind. The current state of our being is reflected back to us when we attempt to discipline. And so this is the value this is a very valuable lesson that we get from the concentration. Exactly. Practice is key, and thank you for practicing with me today. Again, my friends, I appreciate you, I love you, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. And if you have any more questions, feel free to drop them below in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them for you, okay? See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.